Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cherry J, joined by Sami Nami as we join you for the IEN regular season week number 7. Franklin County will be taking on the BHMSD Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Varsity as we come straight on into the action. Sami, how are you feeling about this matchup?
There we go. Now I'm back. Seems I had a little bit of a misconnection with the internet there, but no, I'm feeling great about this. Glad to be back from the break and to be actually viewing some really advanced competitive play coming forward here.
And we come straight into the action as these two teams coming out of winter break. BHMSD off on a hot streak as they've taken a 6-0 lead within this season. But on the opposite side, Franklin County having a bit of a difficult journey, to say the least. This time, they're coming in 0-6, looking to find their first win. We'll see whether or not they'll be able to find it in a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup, as it certainly will be difficult for Franklin County to find success. But when the games do get the roughest, that's when teams are able to dig out gold and collect right on in. But as we do head straight into the action, before we get there, we'll have to give a quick shout out to the one, the only Zotac Gaming. We want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for supporting Scholastic Esports in Indiana. You can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. Make sure to join their community on Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotacUSA when you post. Thank you so much for Zotac once more, as we will be getting straight in. But yeah, it does seem as if these two players are going to be right up and ready to get into the action.
I mean, I'm ready to see what they got. I'm real curious what is going to be the setup for either side. What characters are we going to be seeing jump into the ring here? And what stage we're going to be starting on. I mean, I've seen a lot of fights take place on the Pokemon Stadium as well as the Animal Crossing platform. Very popular stages, often fought upon. Don't see too much use out of the Kirby stages. What are your thoughts?
Well, we'll have to wait and see what they do end up opting in for, as we are just going to see what these two teams do come in, right? As obviously in week number 7, there is still going to be a lot of opportunity to be able to kind of develop your roster. We take a look at what these two teams have brought to the table. There's going to be 8 players over on Franklin County, so a big fleshed out roster. Meanwhile, on BHMSD, they got 6 individuals, 6 brave players ready to take on right after that winter break concludes, as we get into the new year of 2026. So it would certainly be nice to start it on a hot game like what we are seeing, where these two phenomenal teams are going to be taking their chances tonight to get a win. After we get sorted, right, we'll see what they do end up opting in for as we do head straight on into the action.
Well, here we go. I believe we are faced up here with Corin against the Mii Brawler. We don't see too many Mii Brawler names. It's going to be very interesting.
And we go right on into the action as it's BHMSD, SSBU Varsity, taking them to the Pokemon Stadium 2. We do get right on through, going for a bit of a height differential, but the slam goes great as they're able to connect the grab. It is still going to be FC Esports taking them down, but the nice shot comes in to respond as now both players hit towards the low ground. A nice neutral delivers the advantage as now they're trying to go for these shots, but collapsing right on in. It will be a decent HP differential going for the favor of BHMSD.
Yeah, what you're really looking right now is just really control the fight here. You gotta be very careful on how high you go as well. And on this platform, it's gonna be very dangerous. It sets up for a very easy spike to the air, as you see the Mii Brawler here trying to actually combo into.
Going for the grab, able to commit it and connecting right on in. They keep this 80% alive, looking to find first stock Will they be able to make that happen? That will be the great question. A phenomenal neutral once more connects with the ranged attack as they deliver that triple digits. Now trying to be aggressive, won't be able to find the ledge guard, but a great grab will be giving FC Esports the opportunity once more. Franklin County on the back foot, but can they deliver the punch line? That will be the question as they keep them in air, looking to juggle. They selectively take them down, and that's Franklin County getting taken off their first stock.
Yeah, FC being down that one, really going to hurt them to start, but they could easily just match it up here. Needs to get the up air, though. And almost going to have it. Just needs one more confirmed hit here. But it seems they're not quite hitting their marks. It seems they're just falling short.
As they go on down, they deliver the opposition with their stock down. Great work coming in from Franklin County as they find the equalizer. 11-11. Now is Cyber TV looking to try and keep this alive. Will they be able to find it? Obviously up 37% will be unfortunate to say the least, but a grab followed up on by some neutrals won't be able to connect as they go for the high ground, but as it will be the side of BHMSD going down from the high ground. They're able to deliver some damage of their own. Going in, they spear right on through, and the parry will deliver some action that looks very, very nice.
And what you're seeing right here is that FC Esports, they're really behind at the moment. Now, they're making up for lost ground here for the damage still. They want to try to take this lead here away from Cyber TV to be able to get another stock off of them.
Cyber TV still going to be on the front foot, almost doubling their opposition, or I guess half their opposition's percentage would be the correct terminology. It will be looking good from both players, however, as despite getting taken down the first stock first, it will still be kept competitive, maybe not for long. It's a nice spike, the metal connects, and they look to deliver the final bit right here, right now, and they spike upwards. A nice neutral up smash takes them offline. Great work coming in as Franklin County looking to respond as they hit the ground running, looking to find some type of equalization.
Yeah, I mean, you're down to your last stock. You really need to get this elimination right here, right now, off of the follow-up, but you're seeing the struggle. They get the grabs, but not getting that up hit there really is hurting them, because this is just giving all the more time to allow for BHMSD to be able to make the comeback.
They're able to find the stock advantage as both players down to the final stock. Certainly is not the ideal situation for either of them, as you would have liked to be able to really showcase some carry potential to the rest of your roster. Unfortunately, it will be going down to the wire for each of them. That's what the competition here in the IEN, really just delivering so much fast-paced action, looking to get the follow-up, able to do exactly that, as it is going to be BHMSD still keeping the lead in their favor, but hitting them from the low ground, looking to juggle, not able to get the second follow-up. Now the response is found as Franklin County delivering so much dominance, putting the lead back into their favor. They almost found the grab as well. Unfortunately, no beans. It still goes over, though, as they keep this lead alive. The neutral brings them to the air and finding all but success. As Cyber TV now forced onto the low ground, trying to go backstaging height. Not able to get it. It will go over. And there's the grab. Trying to get the follow-up. Won't happen just yet.
Yeah, I think right now you're going to have to see here that for the side of... I'm losing the name, but the Tigers here, I'll call them for now. They are really just trying to keep their distance here from the brawler. They don't like this close quarter combat, and it really shows. They're trying to go for those spams, try to see if they could build up that percentage, and maybe go for a spike here around the edge. It's really just a matter of opportunity. Who's going to be making the first mistake here before they go?
What's going on in Bluffton-Harrison, looking to end it here and now as they bring their opposition to 172. Will they be able to find the end-all, be-all? That will be the question. But right now, they go on the offensive. In down as it's all Bluffton-Harrison delivering game number one in a very tight nail biter end.
Yeah, Bluffton actually played that very smartly. They understood that they could not get close to this meat brawler, and that was probably the best case scenario for them to be able to actually buy their time until they found the opening, until they saw the mistake to capitalize upon and punish Franklin County.
Yeah, it looked phenomenal from Franklin County. Despite being 0-6, they still kept up such a competitive matchup against BHMSD as Bluffton just took them so far. And unfortunately, Franklin County just unable to keep up the firepower that was being displayed. Phenomenal work from Bluffton as they are going to be one stock lead against Franklin County. That will continue, but certainly does look as if they will have that firepower to continue to be able to showcase, maybe, as they do bring out their second player. Same matchup, though.
Oh my, you're right. No change for who's playing what here between the Mute Brawler and Corrin once again. In same stage as well, we're running it back. Ooh.
Same player, maybe different skin, though, so at least a little bit of differences. We'll see whether or not Franklin County will be able to pull it back here and now. You get on in. See what they
There
can
they
find.
go.
Right now, the phenomenal block.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. You don't really have many games where you have to, in any other game type, where you have to start down in stocks like you do in Smash Brothers as part of the leagues. So it's an interesting thing to watch how it carries over each time. It seems like just a simple knockout. When you really think about it, you have to try to force them to get rid of that one stock versus Bluffton here that just gets more value every time they get an elimination here. As Franklin County already suffered one stock down already.
Now restaging, looking good, going to be able to shift their way on into the battlefield, but a great stage holding them out. Oh no, there's phenomenal work from the Bluffton roster to be able to ledge guard stellarly, as now Franklin County down to their last stock. This Mii Brawler needs to pull out magic. Will be possible as 80% does get found, but it's all up to Franklin County to be able to do it, right? If you're on Bluffton, you're going to be kicking your feet up saying this could be our game to just sweep away.
I mean, most definitely here right now, you're in a great spot to actually just knock out Bluffton here, but you need to find the opening. There it is. Just needs to follow up.
Oh,
and there we go. Going to be able to try for that ledge guard, but didn't quite finish the execution.
The follow-up, unfortunately, not going to be able to connect as they try and hit a midair, but it will stay on the side of Bluffton as they keep this percentage rising. But a phenomenal grab, as well as the down smash, continuing to be able to put forth some decent effort as they pull 160. One good shot, one good kill, as they need to be able to dwindle this HP bar down, as 81% is all you're left with on Franklin County, and it's starting to really become a bad situation. They poke, they prod, they succeed. Franklin County sent back on up, and they will secure their victory, finally shutting down the opposing core.
Yeah, but I mean, at what cost at this point, right? Because you lost 2 stocks out of that fight for your second player in. And now you're going to be seeing Bluffton move on to their second player going into this match. I don't think this is looking too good for you. You have to make up for at least 2 stocks here if you're FC.
Definitely a difficult situation, to say the least. This is 2 games in a row, however, where we've seen it go the distance. Both players having 1 stock remaining. Definitely an entertaining game, to say the least, as we almost saw a full sweep coming in. Unfortunately, the Corrin on Franklin, or on the side of Bluffton, just not getting shut down by any regards, and now they will get to send their second player out. What will they choose? Who will they send out? You'd imagine somebody with range will likely be opted into, as you don't want to face off against that Mii Brawler. And that will be the case as they take the Kincaid rule out of the pool and send them into the boxing ring.
Now, this is something I'm really looking forward to. King K. Rool. I used to watch a lot of videos on King K. Rool tech in play style. So I'm really anticipating a good fight here.
Well, just a little bit from my experience, King K. Rool in the Scholastic scene, a very popular pick, as the skill floor is so high, and then the peak isn't too high either, so you get a lot of opportunity to find success, and it really is nice when picking up a character like this, right? This was phenomenal. They pull out the crown and then dash right behind their opposition. That way the crown is going to come back, hit them. Good grab comes out, sending them off stage, looking to get the down smash, unable to connect, able to up smash their way on through. As they're going to go for the special, they're able to hit the grab. Now going right on in. This is very aggro from the Mii Brawler, and it will pay out success. They're able to connect the grab, but a nice side neutral followed up by a regular neutral, and it's just going to be the King K. Rool dominating 21% all this Mii Brawler will get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I think of a King K. Rool main, I think this guy is going to ledge guard me to Kingdom Come. That is his whole kit. That is what he is built around. And if it's going to be a mid battle, I gotta be careful to watch myself for the reflect, because that will do you in so fast.
Reflect, certainly a tool that we didn't see a whole ton of use from, but it wasn't necessary as they continued utilizing ranged attack after ranged attack, whether it was the crown, the gun, either way, they found their dominance. As now we will see Franklin County back on the back foot. Whether or not they're going to be able to come down here, that will be the question. And, I mean, I don't know if this is just my inner high schooler talking, but I would love to see Franklin County able to get 2 stocks down on the BHMSD, as, yeah, I think we all know what happens then.
You think so? I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to be had here, right? You're now dealing with a heavy, and as I mentioned before, very, very good at edge guarding. So do you try to take the fight here with a strong brawler? Do you try to match it with a heavy, or do you try to actually play for a fast moving character that's harder to hit, say like a fox, a falcon, a wolf, maybe?
I mean, the Wolf certainly could be a strong addition, as the speed, the agility that you gain when picking up a character that has the small enough hitbox, as well as that dash that really can pay out dividends. That will be a nice addition if they do end up opting in for it, but right now we are just going to be seeing what the response does look like, right? You could really go for a lot of options. You could even try and respond heavy with heavy, as we do know that there is a lot of decent matchups that you could try and go for, maybe the Ridley, but no, it's going to be the Cloud, which I mean, Cloud is definitely one of the stronger characters within SSBU. The problem with the Cloud, in my opinion, in this type of matchup, is I think it plays into right where King K. Rool's play a house does look towards, right? You want to try and face them off real close and easy, and that's exactly where the Cloud will strive as well.
Yeah, I mean, that really is where it comes down to. And you also have to have the limit bar build up, too, in order to really deal some heavy damage here. So between the two neutral shots there that you saw, they're going to just cancel each other out. I mean, personally, what is your go-to main in this game?
Oh, Kirby.
Really? A Kirby?
I'm very good at Kirby. I have over 600 hours, so I'm really liking Kirby right now. But honestly, if I had to choose a second, I would pick up the King K. Rool, as I do think that, yes, very, very fun character. You get a lot of opportunity, and it's really due to the fact that since they have so much potential on high percentage, you really get that opportunity to make clutches work your favor, and that's exactly what they're going to look to do here, right? They have 89%, and now this is where they're really going to be able to kind of make this Cloud possibly a little bit overzealous towards how this game will play out, right? If this Cloud starts thinking, all right, we got them at 100%, this will be easy, that's when they're going to fall down. That's when they're going to hit the detriment. But right now, this Cloud giving no space, but it will just be taken, right? They're disrespecting the space that's been given, and now they're going to be able to strive with these ranged attacks, as now it is going to be the Cloud from Franklin County, able to deal the final blow, finding the stock.
Well, that is only the start here. Now you're going to deal with a fresh K. Rool, which is actually a little harder to fight against. But the way this Cloud is playing, they don't seem too worried about it, all in all.
Oh, dropping down, able to neutralize the shield, looking to keep it alive, as there is going to be the helicopter available. As they go for the up air, we'll see what they can find. FC Esports trying to hit the nail in the coffin as they take 80% and keep it on rising. They're able to hit the neutrals. They're connecting. 100% has been gained. And now it is going to be all up to this Cloud to just force them out. We are going to be seeing the final hit coming on in. And oh my gosh, they did the thing. They did the funny.
There you go. I mean, I'm personally surprised Cloud is still alive here. Oh no, I would have really thought there would have been at least one counter hit to knock him down. Oh, but there it is, the mistake on the edge.
It's unfortunate to say the least. I mean, it would have been a masterful experience to see that continue for a little bit longer, but that is all we can ask for, right? We are just going to be seeing the King K. Rool continue to be dominating, right? Oh, that was a nice cannonball, able to be a little bit higher. Maybe the Cloud thought that wouldn't connect to them, so they didn't think they needed the shield. Hit to the ground, and they dominate, but they bring 70% as now staying mid-stage, dropping them down. Sucker Punch connects with the gun, pulling them straight on in. Trying to ledge guard will work nicely, but they do get back on stage, putting themselves back on into a good position. We'll see what they can end up finding, but instead of being able to continue the neutrals, it will be disrupted by the crown, as now it goes over. Franklin County not out of the woods just yet.
No, they certainly are not. They're trying to play to live here, just get this last hit in. But I think King K. Rool is finally starting to learn how Cloud's playing and avoiding most of those slashes. Playing it very smart with their projectiles here to catch them from behind to cancel the combos.
And that will do it. Shove them in the ground. Shove them in a locker. They go down. 4 stocks remain for Franklin County. And they'll act... Oh, I don't know if that was a misplay or what, but that will go down. Franklin County will be down to their final player, as there's still 3 people in the pool for this Bluffton roster, and especially since they got this King K. Rool on an absolute tear, it's looking good for them.
No, I mean, I think that was a real big miracle there for the King K. Rool. I personally think Cloud should have won that. As you mentioned, not quite sure what happened during that. But, yeah, Franklin County's down to their last 3 here. It's going to be a tough fight to have to get through 3 people to get to the very end.
Certainly will be a difficult situation, to say the least, having to take down the King K. Rool. And I'm not gonna lie to you, right? A King K. Rool on 1 stock is deadly. Same thing with like a Donkey Kong, same thing with a Ridley. These heavy characters absolutely thrive in these types of tough situations, as taking a stock is not the most difficult thing in the world by any means. So Franklin County, they're going to have to shut this down here and now. But her King K. Rool versus King K. Rool mirror matchup approaches as the final player finds their entrance. How will Bluffton respond?
I think they just played aggressive. They do what they've been doing, which is kind of take the fight to Franklin County here in order to make things pretty much work out in their favor. I don't think they're too pressured here.
Good as of Franklin County on the last individual, going to go deep and in as they find the stock already at almost half. 50%, market at 60, looking good as they're completely objecting to any type of counterplay. Franklin County dropping every bit of percentage, has already 100 has been collected. And now it's all up to Bluffton to end it off. Can they do it? Seems to be the answer. Looking like it's a yes. But right now, there's the stock going the way. They're already finding one with only 30% taken. Trying to hit him from the high ground. Able to drop down. Selecting the drop. Oh, that's nasty. As they're continuing here and now. Gonna go for the belly flop. Takes them to the gulag. As they're not done just yet. They continue to mark them right on downwards. And 95%'s already collected.
Yep, but there's a combo. Not going to be able to get the follow through there. What I love to see is if you're going to take the crown, catch it from behind, then set it up for an up air. That would have been amazing. And really actually brutalizing the use of their own crown against them here.
looking good. Bring him down, bring him out. They almost secure the stock, but the snipe comes in from the high ground, looking to deliver the final blow, and the crowd might just do it. Still stays alive, still stays healthy, as 188% trying to go for a belly flop, trying to make a miracle. But as of now, it won't be happening. The crown will connect. The crown dropped in once more as well. They keep on bombarding with utility as the crown, the bullets, both go hand in hand. But it will be the overthrown punch that will bring the stock down, as one stock remains. Franklin County, one stock before game one goes beyond their reach.
I mean, we're just seeing the K-Rules trade one another here. They're just dancing on that ledge, almost losing track of who's who, if not for the colors, thankfully. I'm surprised Bluffton is still alive in this fight. This could be it. No, he's still kicking.
This is what I had alluded to earlier. This King Cave rule on one stock can be an absolutely deadly force to reckon with, as 75% gets picked off. That'll do it! Bluffton finally gets shut down, as Franklin County will take their first win in a very long time, as it's now 6 stocks to 1. Wow, Bluffton, they will have to take out the second half of their roster.
Yeah, this is very dicey. You're down to 1 stock against 6. You're asking for almost the impossible here, I dare say.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt, it will be a miracle if they want to do it. Definitely a miracle is possible. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we've seen consistently within the scholastic scene of Super Smash Bros. Comebacks get made consistently. Whether or not it's at the collegiate level, the high school level, the middle school level, players can come out of nowhere if they've had that practice, if they've had to be under pressure time and time again. That constant repetition can lead to victories, but it will be the Pyramithra to be that third and potentially final player of game number 1.
Yup, and oh, Mithra Pyra. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be a very, very quick match here, I almost dare say. These are some very fast characters, especially when you're switching between the two of them. This could go any which way.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do tend to disagree on that one, just due to the fact that I've played into a matchup like this more than my fair share of times. I had a teammate who was a Pyramithra main, and we would challenge because they wanted this time to practice, right? Because obviously the King K. Rule is such a popular character, so they'd make me play him. And honestly, it was a very difficult matchup for the King K. Rule to play into once you have the understanding of how you're gonna like to play this. And I think this Pyramithra is doing it perfectly, right? You always want to start while on the Mithra side, due to the fact that you have so much agility comparatively, and that will really force this King K rule to be in a rough situation regarding how they're going to try and approach the situation. But as of now, they're dealing damage, right? They're looking to make this competitive, but oh, the sword disrupts the cannonball, but a phenomenal deflect will keep them in the running.
It will. I mean, percentage is already up, but this is where I'm saying, like, I'm not sure who's going to get the stock first in this situation, just with how fast it's going. But, oh, here it is. Bluffton could try just for the shutdown. And
that's
there
unfortunate.
We go.
Game number 1 goes the way of Bluffton as they take it in phenomenal fashion. 6 stocks to 0 as they take it with the Pyramithra showing dominance in the end, as they limit any potential of showing that fourth and final individual, giving phenomenal leeway going into game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good effort there for King K. Rool, but the writing was there on the board. You were down already so many stocks, and at that point, your matchup there was not really going in your favor. They just began to understand how to avoid the projectiles, the distance, and play around it, pretty much dance around it in order to get in close.
That is going to do it from us here on the desk, though. We'll be back as you guys get to witness some crazy highlights. Well, ladies
That
and
was
gentlemen,
quite an
we
ending.
are back. Great game number one, and unfortunately, me, I was a total idiot. So that's on me. That's on me. I will respect that. I was very dumb. I was yeah. Wow. I'm really embarrassed now, but yeah, we're back. We're coming on in hot as game number one was very, very competitive. Obviously, 6-0, very close. Unfortunately, that start just was very, very unfortunate. Then we saw kind of those last two players really putting up a good effort, right? Especially that King K roll in the end, where they were put in a relatively unfortunate matchup after fighting a bit of a even Steven going into the mirror, having to fight against a King K roll of their own. Unfortunate to say the least, as then they moved on to the Pyramid Thrower, and that's where it kind of got a little bit left on the back foot, to say the least. But now we do get on in game number two, series number two. Bluffton is on the offensive, as they are going to be up 1-0 within the series, but whether or not this comeback will be possible, it will have to be right here, right now, as obviously a 6-0 team. A 6-0 team certainly is going to be notorious for their dominance, and one would imagine that that should be able to be maintained.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be trying to see how they make this comeback. I would really be trying to look forward to what are we going to be seeing going into this match? Are we actually going to see a change in their playstyle, or are they going to potentially switch up who they send in first? Or are they just going to continue pretty much what they started out with, the Mii Brawlers, back to back?
Yeah, I mean, the Mii Brawlers certainly were an interesting pair, and maybe they're not even going to drop them in, right? They do have 8 players on the roster still available to them, and that certainly could kind of mean that there is going to be that opportunity in order to be able to kind of flesh out the roster, right? Give everyone playtime, give everyone that opportunity in order to see the field, the battlefield that is currently being stood upon. We do see Bluffton already waiting over here. Now, whether or not Franklin is going to be able to make their march, make their stand, that will be the question, because obviously that start did not look too healthy from them, but if they can kind of make it kind of turn back, it could really go their way, and I'd like to see that. I think that would be very, very fun.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't see people typically change up who they will play in matchups like these. It's very rare that they have a vast hero pool to select from, we'll say. So I think what it's really going to be focused upon now is play style, how they're going to engage the fights, how they're going to pretty much tackle a situation, whether try to keep their distance, getting close, or go for juggles, grabs, combos, deflects, reflex even.
I definitely think it is possible that this Mii Brawler could come out, and I definitely think that that's something we should try and keep our eyes on, as we know that they have that potency, that power in order to be able to close out these games. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to make it happen too often within our first set. Whether or not in the second one we will see any differences, but we do actually see some nice kind of banter between the two teams, as we do get Cyber TV over on the side of Bluffton. And let's have a good game over to their opponent, right? As they did win the first one, seems as if they are ready for the second one. Maybe a little bit of a longer wait time, possibly maybe some breaks being needed from some of the players over on the Franklin roster. And we'll just have to kind of keep our eyes out, as Franklin County, we know they have the players ready for this matchup. We know that they have a lot of opportunity to be able to find success. It's just a question of, will they be able to seize it here in the end? So, Saminami, I want to get a prediction from you, just because.
All right.
What do you think we're going to be seeing first?
I think we're going to just see the same startup there between Corrin and Mii Brawler. Some just tells me it's going to happen again. However, what I would want to see are the players we did not get to witness from the last one start. Oh, it seems we might just get that.
I see. Well, we are going to be going on in, then it will be the Ice Climbers versus the King K Rool. Ice Climbers, a very difficult character to pilot. I cannot lie. I've tried to sweep my hand at it a few times, never to find much success. However, we are going to be instantly seeing them finding their own levels of success as they deflect the crown, as well as playing high to be able to dodge out on these damages, but they keep on the aggression, right? Dashing away, both players looking to stay central stage, and they're able to do it well. But now as we are going to be seeing the ranged attacks coming in, the ice is able to start dominating. But now it will not matter, right? They're already off to a very front foot. The reflect comes in, but it won't be able to find success. 100% has been achieved. Looking to really dominate. As they connect the grab, they look to follow up, and the follow-up is phenomenal as they take this to another level. But as the helicopter comes on out, it will be this King K rule to really dominate, trying to find the edge blocking, but it will not matter, right? They're still able to keep this alive. 12% is all that is currently achieved. Right now, this King K rule is really on the defensive.
I mean, understandably so. That they're almost at 200% here and just started to get some hits going. And the real dangerous thing about ice climbers is that you must hit the main climber here. So in this case, that would be the green one here, because the yellow one could fall off the map and just still have to fight, but it would be one ice climber you're dealing with instead of two of them. What I'm seeing Bluffton do right now is they're utilizing the ice climber not just on the main ground, but also on the upper platform to make both of them pretty much inaccessible for Franklin County to utilize.
That's definitely an unfortunate situation to be in, right? You need to be able to kind of find victory against one, and not just the yellow one. You gotta make sure that that green one falls when you're playing in a crew battle. If you can try and leverage the fact that even if you lose, you've still taken stocks, that's certainly going to be nice. As now we are going to be seeing them able to isolate the green ice climber, dropping them down, finding a 2-to-2 stock differential. However, the 70% makes it up to 90, and as they do need to get back onto stage, they will be climbed out. You need to get closer there instead of going harder up, but they spike them down, delivering Franklin County to their final stock of the first game of series or set number 2.
Yeah, Franklin, I'm going to be honest, having a real tough time there. And they could not make the ledge.
Yeah, they get disrupted, and that'll do it. The final stock goes the way of BHMSD, as Bluffton will deliver the nail in the coffin to this King K rule, delivering them out in week number 7. Now Franklin County, 3 remaining players to try and bring this game back on up.
That was phenomenal gameplay right there from Bluffton, I must say. I almost thought we were going to watch a perfect game take place with the way that was going. They did get a stock off, but those ice climbers, they have been a menace ever since the GameCube. You cannot underestimate them.
And now that they have 2 stocks remaining, you gotta imagine that Franklin County is going to be digging deep within the character pools, making sure they can find the best, most optimal matchup for this situation. What that will look like, we will just have to wait and see. What the stage will look like, we'll just have to wait and see. But it will be the Mii Brawler taking its chances against such a strong opposition.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not feeling too confident for the Mii Brawler here. Just because, as the name implies, it's a brawler. And the Ice Climbers, they do a lot of close quarter combat, but they have utilized their range so well in that last engagement there with King K. Rool that I'm concerned that whether the Mii Brawler can handle themselves. But I will say the advantage here will come down to their size. King K. Rool is a heavy as well as a ginormous character. In comparison, they both are similar in size now, so not going to be really as easy to hit all those projectiles.
Nice grab comes out, brings them up to triple digits. As they don't stop here, forces them off ledge, and there will be no restaging for Franklin County on their 9th stock. Being taken down, looking to play aggro, will get hit with a shield. The neutral does come in, able to dominate, but as they do go for the side, able to get something done, but the grab still does launch them into the decimation as they leave in nothing remains. It's 85%. Franklin County already dropping to the back foot as there is going to be some ice sprayed all around. 93% collected, looking to drop them here, and now they get the grab, but they grab the clone, as there's the follow-up looking phenomenal, as it's all up to Franklin County, but it isn't going to be possible as the restaging is not there. It is going to be Franklin County sent to the final stock, still unable to collect anything as they keep accidentally hitting the yellow, and this is an unfortunate situation you can't be allowing. This is twice now that has been really, really rough, as now the follow-up comes in. They're able to spin to win, as well as the grab. Finally, they're going to be able to collect onto the green one, trying to get the follow-up, unable to do exactly that.
Yeah, the thing about this is that the O really is a decoy, and even if you hit the O, they actually don't take damage. Oh, Franklin County.
Unfortunate to say the least, as Franklin County will be going down to the second half of their roster now at 11-6. You got to imagine that these ice climbers are going to be an absolute thorn in the side of Franklin County, and I imagine that this is a player that has really been able to take over games in the entirety of the IHSEN, as there's definitely not a lot of individuals who are too familiar and too practiced on this matchup against ice climbers, as it is such a difficult character to be able to pilot, as I kind of said earlier. So now that this is like somebody who really has had this practice, has the opportunity to be able to learn the character in its entirety, it does really showcase that they are going to be somebody who is a very crucial asset to the BHMSD roster.
Yeah, you said it there. I mean, looking at this here, we could see another Mii brawler come in. I'm going to be honest, out of the two Mii brawlers I have witnessed, the one from the first fight in this best of series actually held it pretty darn close, even when having to deal with the neutral, I believe you stated, for the projectile. And I think they might be a little better practiced when going up against Bluffton here with these ice climbers. That's my prediction there in that.
Certainly has been looking rough for them, as they are going to have to try and make the comeback. We'll see whether or not that is inevitably going to be possible, but right now it definitely is looking rough. If you're on this Franklin County roster, you need to dig deep. We know they have another ice climber player in the pocket that certainly could come out, but you'd imagine that they are going to look to wait to put them in possibly, or maybe even just not put them in if they do have somebody else they feel is more suited towards the matchup, as they just saw what happened when the last Mii brawler tried to put their hand into the match. They do take out the first player we saw last, or second player we saw last game, that being the Cloud, and this could be an interesting matchup for sure. I am kind of a little bit concerned on how this is going to play out, but I think that this certainly could be a little bit nicer and a little bit cleaner than what we saw with the Mii brawler.
Yeah, I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we did not see Cloud last time, correct?
I don't believe, no, we did. Yes.
You did?
Yes, there's two Mii brawlers, the Cloud, and
yes,
then
yes.
the K roll.
Yeah, so as I remember now, he was up against the King K roll. So Cloud could actually have a big advantage here, because right now the Ice Climbers have been doing a stupendous job on damage. I barely have spoken, he's already at 100%.
You certainly can't be expecting this to be happening, as they are certainly in a bad situation. They are going to be able to break the limit bar, but unfortunately it does go down. Getting the ledge back on, able to get hit by the grab, however, it goes the way, as it's all up to Bluffton, ending it here and now, finding equalization. As they're now 2 stocks to 2 stocks, only hitting 25%, will be hit again. The metal connects, trying to get something more. The range is nice. It will be the Ice Climbers going for some verticality, going to be adjusting downward, spinning to winning, but it is still going to be hit from the low ground, looking to juggle, unable to make the third follow-up, as now they go back on in. The ice will connect, hitting him from both sides. The decoy will be ranging supreme, as now they both get back on together in unison. It's all up to this Cloud to try and break this game on apart, but it isn't happening by any means just yet, as a nice down smash does come out, looking to try and make the follow-up. The shield is good, the neutral is better. They want to follow up, unable to make the connection to the grab, as now they keep on going alive, able to make a decent connection to sword, trying to neutralize, but they do just get that, only a little bit of HP, or able to get a little bit of percentage down, but right now it is still back up to Franklin County, who finally finds the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, They did get that opening, but this is where it's going to really matter. Ooh, down and out again. Franklin thought they had it, but their hubris got the better of them. And now it seems that Bluffton wants to set up to knock this down.
We may perhaps just see the clean sweep here in set number 2. 91% will be reached. It is going to be dropping from the high ground, trying to get the down smash, unable to make the connection. It's the yellow. The green remains. Says 96%, able to make the up arrow go up, but it is still going to be rough. Triple digits reached on final stock territory as they get up smash. The follow-up brings Franklin County to their final player, and it's all up to Bluffton, who is looking to make these Ice Climbers get a complete sweep.
That was phenomenal gameplay right there. I am really just in awe of this Ice Climber. And I still wonder to myself, who is the last person we have yet to see? I think you mentioned they are another Ice Climber player? That's
no, it's the Mii Brawler.
The Mii Brawler. Well, I'm saying for the side of Bluffton that I'm not sure we'll get a chance to see them.
There is definitely the opportunity that this was that 4th player. Obviously, they did not show their face in game number 1. So if they were if they were opting in to play with 4 players today, then you would imagine that this was the player that they kept as their closer. Traditionally, in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's crews, you do like to send your best player out last. That way, you can get the whole roster that playtime, allow them to all develop their skills within a league like the IHSEN. That is very, very important, obviously, to be able to give each and every individual that opportunity to compete at this level of Scholastic Esports. So now we are going to be seeing them dropping 1 stock, and now they go on in once more. It's all up to this Mii Brawler. I believe this was the first individual to arrive based on the skin, but now as we do get on in, this grab will come out, but it will be the follow-up in it's already good. It's already great from the Mii Brawlers, but maybe not for long.
I mean, you say that, but honestly, I have hope for this Mii Brawler here. See, the playstyle is completely different. They do not allow the distance to be made by the ice climbers here. They want to keep this close quarters and actually really take the initiative here. But it seems that they've made a couple mistakes there, missing their shots and grabbing the wrong one again.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do think that this might actually be a little bit of a tougher matchup, since their playstyle does seem to rely a little bit less on the specials, more towards just the regular neutrals, and especially beyond that, they like to opt in for the grabs consistently as well, and that's something that really doesn't work too often against the Ice Climbers, since they do like to play so in unison together. It really is rough, as the Ice Climbers already opting in. 90% will be taken, however, they find equalization, as now they take up 50, they're going to be going for the grab, able to connect it, looking to get the ice to be able to make something happen, but it is still going to be the Mii Brawler able to isolate them, not for long. They get back on together as they ride this forward, but they're actually both going to be hit despite getting the grab onto the yellow. It still is looking good though as they connect the ice, looking to get even faster, looking more aggressive. Unfortunately, just like the Titanic, that ice will get hit right on into, as now it's 100% for the Mii Brawler, but they're finally on their last stock.
I mean, that they are here. They did at least take one more off the side of the Ice Climbers, but it's a really tough situation to find yourself in. It's going to be all or nothing at this point.
And that 1 stock remaining, it is going to be the Mii Brawler pulling everything out of the playbook as they connect 60%, looking to bring this final game over, looking to put the Bluffton on their 3rd or 2nd player. Whether or not they'll be able to make that happen, though, that is still to be determined, as this ice spray is looking nice. They're making them into a snow cone, but not for long. A down smash pulls them off the board, as it is still going to be good from the Mii Brawler. Maybe not good enough. The grab comes out, unable to make the follow-up, and a down smash delivers what could be the final blow, the final nail in the coffin. Not just yet, though, as they go back over for the ice spray, able to hit the grab, looking to make this game their own. Still so close, so tight.
Yep, there it is. Oh, the combo setup here is so dirty. But there goes your partner. Now you're down to 1 Ice Climber. The game just got a whole lot easier.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate to say the least. And finally, the Ice Climbers will fall, unable to deliver the final blow to Franklin County. And now they will have to send out their 2nd individual to finish off this stock potentially.
That they will. I mean, If this is one stock here against the Me Brawler, they have put up quite a good amount of work here for this don't say die attempt. But it really could just be a matter of time here that we're going to be witnessing. It really comes down all to situational gameplay.
They will pull out their second player. We'll see who does come out to fight this second. The second player will be probably the last one to come out, and it will be actually their third individual from set number 1, that being the Pyramithra. We'll see what they do end up coming in with, as they were super strong against the King K rule. Obviously, they were able to close them out relatively swiftly, so you got to give credit where credit is due for sure. And now it does seem as if they will be closing out set number 2 as well.
That they are. And 2 stocks to go down real quick. Now the game can begin.
Playing a character with so much range on their hands when in the Pyra form, when in Mithra, they're very swifty, but you'd imagine that they will be favoring towards this, as the kind of real brawl style that the Mid Brawler does possess will likely not be able to find a value against somebody who is such an assassin type build, where you have so much opportunity to make these combos work, and it definitely seems as if they are going to already opt into him, trying to get the follow-up off the grab. Won't be able to connect, as they do end up going for the verticality. Will be capitalized upon. Now switching over towards Pyra, looking to put the nail in the coffin. A nice grab will give them a little bit of leeway, but not nearly enough, as there is going to be the neutral trying to dominate as it follows up with another grab, hitting up towards 60. Going to be able to make a nice shot with these spinning wheels. Won't be able to connect just yet. Will need to make something happen. Big grab will come out once more. Obviously, the Me Brawler, a phenomenal character when it comes to their grabbing potential. When it comes to being able to keep alive after such volatile attacks, that is where they do have a bit of a tendency to fall off, and that will do it. Your champions of week number 7, the IEN, looks proudly on BHMSD, the Bluffton-Harrison MSD will take a 7-0 standing within this spring bracket, as it is absolutely phenomenal from them. And now it is all unfortunate. If you're on Franklin County, you're going down 0-7 tonight. Certainly an unfortunate situation, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, most certainly. Yeah, hate to end it there, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's not fun, but you definitely will learn. And we're only in January here. There's plenty of time left in the school year to compete more and actually look for some more opportunities here. So I think this is not going to be the end of the road for Franklin County, just another stepping stone.
They were certainly able to showcase dominance, that's to say the least, as we really did get to see so much potential from everyone on both sides, as we look towards really going to be those ice climbers as some phenomenal individuals. And ironically enough, when we look towards our replays, they will be the first ones shown going against that K rule in match number 1 of set number 2, as they were really putting in the work consistently against this King K rule. And it just was a situation where the snowball just kept widening after this, as they really were just notorious for this dominance, whether or not it was being able to fake people out, forcing them to grab the yellow instead of the green when going for grabs, or whether or not it was just this edge guarding, which they were also so stellar at. Consistently, they were able to put up dominance, and even before they fell, they just kind of conceded the game, realizing that it might not be as winnable as one would hope. They allowed the green to fall off after losing the yellow.
Yeah, I mean, I think they actually could have taken that fight continuously there. Yes, you're only down to one of your 2 ice climbers, but you were setting a pace. You were setting a tone here. I mean, a majority of all these highlights is ice climbers here, and by all means, they deserved it, most certainly.
It is all on the way for Bluffton to be able to have a phenomenal season. Unfortunately, Franklin County, right now, they're just having a bit of a detrimental situation, to say the least, but hopefully they will be able to learn from the experience. You know what they say, losing better than winning, because when you lose, you're able to learn. But right now they are just going to have a bit of a difficult situation. You'd imagine that they're going to be unhappy with the results of this, as a pretty dominant win came through. I believe that was 6-0, followed up with a 9-0 stock.
Yes, I believe you are correct in that statement there. And I mean, great effort here from Franklin County, being able to turn things around just after getting rid of that one ice climber. Not going to be able to make that recovery, but this really put the sword in the stone here, the nail in the coffin, if you will, ending it all.
Yeah, phenomenal work coming in from them, as you really got to imagine that these players have trained a lot for this, right? Being able to master the ice climbers especially, I think they were my personal MVP just because of how difficult the character can be with how you have to play out the matchups. It really was phenomenal work from them, though, being able to dominate that much. And speaking of dominating, we still got a little bit more we got to talk about today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over to LANFest, a dominating broadcasting where they go and this broadcast is part of LANFest. Wow, what a coincidence. Just talked about them. It's Scholastic Esports Programs, a program that supports this league and many others. Since launching, LANFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in Washington and Indiana. We provide these broadcasts free of charge to the leagues, schools, and teams we cover. Your generous donations make this possible. Every $200 raised covers the operating costs for one regular season broadcast. If you appreciate our work, scan the QR code on screen and donate today.
And not just that, we also want to give a quick shout out here to the League OS portal here, as for those of you that want to play esports in college, now you can search hundreds of collegiate esports programs at portal.leagueos.gg. Scholarships exist for players, shoutcasters, and more, so list all of your talents. Verified college coaches are searching the League OS portal now to find you. IHSEN students are able to sign in and manage your prospect profile, where your stats are automatically updated. League OS portal is free, so don't miss your chance to get discovered. Visit portal.leagueos.gg and level up your future.
Free? I like free. Free's pretty good. I also like free. And yeah, I mean, I certainly I looked at that one time. Looked at a couple colleges. You know, it's definitely a good website, so certainly would recommend on my end. It definitely got a very easy, manageable website out of it. You know what's not easy and manageable? This isn't a sponsorship or anything, but I am not a big fan of this whole thing called Google Chrome. But you know what? Google Chrome's not manageable, but you know what is? It's everything else. League OS is pretty good. Everything else is pretty good. But that is it, right? LS Portal, very good. Yeah, so I don't know if you have anything else. Definitely big shout out to Connie and Taylor for putting on a phenomenal broadcast. Gotta give credit where credit is due, because they're certainly the real stars of this show. But yeah, that is going to do it from us here at the IEN. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure to stick on by for more Indiana esports coming up in future days, future weeks. Everything coming up soon should be phenomenal. And we will see you then. Bye-bye. Peace out. Oh, you're talking about... Oh.